be prosecuted for disturbing the peace. Consistent with that precedent, although the gesture generally known as giving the finger is widely regarded as an offensive insult, not just to police officers, it is a gesture that is generally protected by the First Amendment. There's a couple big cases out there. I will put those in the blog post. But they hold this. Any reasonable police officer would know that a citizen who raises his middle finger engages in speech protected by the First Amendment. A plaintiff raising his middle finger at a police officer is a rude and offensive gesture, the court says, but nonetheless, under federal current precedent, it's a constitutionally protected speech activity. And I found this really great law review article that goes all through the history and the nuances of the law of giving the police the middle finger. But the point is there's really no question at all that you have a constitutionally protected right to give the middle finger to police officers. But if police officers are going to pull you over for that, they can't admit that. They can't document evidence on their body cam that that's why they pulled you over, because that would be an illegal and unconstitutional stop. And if they do an illegal and an unconstitutional stop, they have no right to detain you. And if they have no right to detain you, what can they not do? They cannot force you to ID yourself, to give your registration and proof of insurance. And if they can't do that, what else can't they do? They can't arrest you for obstruction for not doing it quickly enough. But what was this really? We know what this was. This was a classic case of First Amendment retaliation. The police officers did not like being given the middle finger, so they decided to abuse their authority and abuse the Constitution, abuse the trust that has been placed in them as police officers that are sworn to uphold the law. And they used the law or misused the law for their own personal malicious purposes of getting payback on this person who dared give them the middle finger, and clearly set up a bogus obstruction arrest, even if it was a justified stop, pulled them out harder than they had to, put them in handcuffs when they didn't need to, shoved them in really hard, set up a cash bail sort of situation where they probably intended for him to be in jail for up to 3 days, just for giving the cops a middle finger. Imagine having that kind of power to abuse. So this guy, Corey Lambert, came to me and he told me this story. And so I FOIA'd the footage, and I just got it a couple days ago. And sure enough, it was just like he said. And you always know that the footage you get via FOIA is going to be really good when it comes on the letterhead of a big law firm. So clearly, when somebody with some brains saw this footage, they knew that they were going to have a problem. So I am going to represent him, and we are going to file a big lawsuit here.